Good evening, Speed Gaming 6, and welcome to another fascinating installment of the Super Mario 3 Rando tournament for Speed Gaming Live 2021. We've got a great match here for you as we get pretty late into the losers bracket. We have TEEX88 against TheHaxor. Winner of this will be going into the top four losers brackets in the losers bracket semifinals. I'm Drosy here. I am joined by Nitty Guy DP. How are you doing with this?
I'm doing great. I've been want to dab in some comms lately, and I figured now would be a good time there to have some fun and use some words and describe some actions going on this. I believe it's quarter-finals of these. We'll call it the second chance bracket. If I recall correctly.
Sure. But yeah, in any case, winner of this is then guaranteed in the top four. And this was a very fast start, but it looks like World 2 is our first world here.
Well, it's something to warm us up, very much.
And, spoiler alert, we call this fort Door 6 Fort. I wonder why.
It's not because I forgot to go there one time and divided it by two. I don't think that's why. Could be wrong, but In any case, I've had some experiences with that though.
Yeah. The nice thing to remember is Door 5 gives you a power-up, and when you're doing it as the first level, it is certainly nice to get that power-up.
Quite. Personally, I rarely actually go to get that, but unless, heck, I always just forget about it. I'm so ingrained in getting to Door 6.
Well, we have a pyramid that doesn't look very pyramid-like here. In fact, it looks more like something out of World 4.
I mean, there's pyramids in the background, so that counts. Still pretty close so far, though we just started, but we're about like, let's say roughly 2-3 seconds apart, something like that, maybe 4.
It's also been pretty linear to this point, but wow, that plate gets us right to the end of the world, which is a nice little surprise.
Hey, we'll take it at that point. I mean, don't have to think too much about it. Just go. So considering that there were like Hammer brothers there, it was, and this is group 2 flags that we're doing right now. So hammers do break locks. You could always contemplate checking out what the Hammer brothers have to offer, because it's usually a little more worth it in that case.
We did weakling tonight, so in the time it took us to talk through that, we've already got a king back to his original form. Princess gives us a music box, and we're on to World 1.
And we got 2 forts here, so with the way this is shaped up, you'd want to go down and do the lower fort first, because it's on the way, and if that makes a bridge, that'll just save you time in the long run. And we have pyramid here. Well, very neck and neck.
We didn't have the pyramid in the pyramid, so...
Yeah, that was a different pyramid. This pyramid is, it's a square tile pyramid. You just don't see it, I guess. Just within a really big pyramid that has a smaller pyramid inside of it. It's fine. No biggie.
Ooh, and we have tanks too, super tanks, I guess you would call it, at this fort location. But hey, thanks to the lack of auto-scrollers in Rando, we are zooming right through it.
Always the greatest feels when you have control over how fast you go. For the most part.
And, of course, joke's on us.
Yeah, looks like we gotta go back. But that's fine. It's for F1. Hey, okay, I've been seeing these pretty often here. The World 4 forts have not been pairing up that often lately. Should we be concerned?
I mean, as long as the World 7 forts pair up, that's what really, like, according to lore, must happen, right?
Yeah, gotta at least go with that, because the lore will be... Everything will be fine. As long as World 3F2, 3F2 is in World 8, there's still hope. As long as that, there's still hope. Oh, cloud there for TEEX.
Yeah, TheHaxor just had a much cleaner time of that last fort, and this is a close enough race that was enough for a lead switch. And we've got a heavy Larry here.
We have 3 hits, I think?
Yeah.
Alright, will TEEX go for the fire kill? Or will the 3 hits happen before then? And it looks like the 3 hits had happened, but TEEX still pouring on the firepower, because why not?
And I realize Worlds 1 and 2 are short, but 5 minutes and change to get through the first 2 worlds is still pretty nice.
And we started with 2 and then went to 1. Should we have a pattern here where perhaps we'll have 4 and then go to 3 next? Or
yeah, I like what Chaos Wanderer is saying in chat, that yes, 4 next.
That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, no.
Well, alright. Okay. If the rest is in order just for 1, we'll be like, oh, so close.
So we do have our first boss Bass in this level, and it is a beta level at that. Just have to watch out once you fire kill him. He can come back at any moment.
Yeah, Boss Bass could... Most cases, Boss Bass sort of just snipes. Whenever Boss Bass shows up, it's like it's a snipe in most cases. Like, especially if you're P-speeding 5-4 and he just shows up out of the blue and, like, you basically just hit a home run right into his mouth kind of thing. That's happened several times on my end, and I've seen several races where that has happened.
And now we have the pain of 5-3. Oh, and what do you know, Boss Bass out of nowhere. I was just about to say that, hey, at least the enemies are really tame for 5-3, and then Boss Bass shows up. But other than that, they're surprisingly tame.
Yeah, well, at least Boss Bass is just visiting just for a moment. Apart from that, just watching now. I wonder if you jump high enough while you're at the bottom and Boss Bass is on top. I wonder if you could get eaten by Boss Bass by I don't know, flying up there or something. That would be new, I guess. Oh geez.
Ooh. And this is, I mean. Oh, TEEX is going to take a dive here and use his cloud. He can go into the mushroom house to make sure that he's past it, but no, he's going to take a chance on the fort here.
Ooh,
which is airship. Wow, that's gutsy. I would have gone into the mushroom house just to be safe.
I can see that TEEX just took a step back here, taking his time here, because stakes are pretty high here. Don't want to slip up in this place. That's for sure. TheHaxor's probably gonna be relieved that he didn't use his cloud after this. I'm like, well, at least it won't hurt me too much if I die, but I won't die. No, I won't. No.
Yeah, and Hex does remember to put on the brakes a little bit so he doesn't get the 5-up fanfare.
Say, of the 3 possible fanfares to get, the least likely from what I've seen when we're doing these races is probably a triple shroom. Since you usually have
less likely even than triple flower?
I'd say so, because if you P-speed, and usually you get a flower sometimes by P-speeding into it, and I can see... Oh! Ouch!
So TheHaxor will definitely be in a better position here when he hits Tanks 1, because he's got firepower, and that's, you know, his advantage for having played through 5-9. He didn't lose his power-up.
Yeah, that's gonna help him a lot here and give him a good foundation for when he goes up against the Sledge Bro. A foundation that actually just doesn't require him to move from said spot.
And as you say that, of course, he takes the hit, but...
Commentator's curse, ding 1. Alright, here we go. Let's
but
get that started.
with that sledge throw mishap on Teeks' side, the runners are basically tied again, only Haxor is still sitting on a cloud.
Yeah, and depending on where he uses it, could make one heck of a difference, or it can make just a small difference. It depends on the level, or how long if we see Atlantis early, then it'll most likely make a difference.
Yeah, but now that we found a hammer, that gives us some hope.
Wow, we got some sync here though, and consistent sync on top of that. Look at this, going the same paths, do the same actions.
Just hoping it'll be the one that takes you to the end, and yeah, it's gonna be that one after the 3, I think, that we need.
Yeah, and looks like Haxor's going back to check just to be safe, just to confirm, and the confirmations have been made. Let's take on the 3, which is 2 from World 1. And
only with Cheap Cheeps, because Cheap Cheeps make everything better.
Cheap Cheep just wants a hug. That's all. That's why Cheap Cheep comes back. Hug. Every time Cheap Cheeps appears, I'm just gonna picture the word saying, "Hug me," or something like that. Or turn me into a coin. Yeah, I mean, it's attention, I guess. All right, cool. So TEEX is in World 6 airship now. There's a clip you can do here to save some time, but if you also have a tail, that helps a great deal here. This is like the most ideal airship for a tail overall.
But having firepower with a flat floor for Wendy to be on makes the fire kill really easy.
Yeah, if it's Wendy's the Koopaling, I'd still choose firepower over tail on this airship anyway. Just don't do what I did in one of my other matches a little while ago. Lemmy was not coming back. Ever. So with this, I believe they have roughly 20-second difference, I'd have to say.
Sounds about right. Oh, and we get a P-Wing finally as we go into World 6, which chat was pretty convinced on. We saw 2 people expecting World 6 next.
And another Cheap Cheep. Cheap Cheep just wants the love right now. And tried. Haxor about to join TEEX in 6-8.
I just think of it as capital H level compared to the lowercase h level.
Indeed. Haxor using the piece strats very nice and swiftly. Cheap Cheep not making that much of a dent in them.
And we have World 2 fort now as our first fort here.
Oh, so we at least have 2 forts in this world. We could have 3 though, because there's no indication that there couldn't be, since we don't see 2 10-tiles yet. Well, heck, we haven't seen 1 either. And if they had a hammer, might come in handy, but hard to say.
Okay, so that's a detail I didn't know about, that the 2 10-tiles versus whether you get a 3rd fort here.
Yeah, if there's only 1 10-tile in World 6 specifically, then you know that there's going to be like 3 forts. But if you see at least 2, then at most you'll have 2 forts. If you see 3 10-tiles, then you know for a fact it's just World 6 is only going to have 1 fort.
And while we don't have the volume on TEEX, just based on the pause, it looked like TEEX got a bit of a race condition with the Hammer Bros, and that's letting Haxor make up some time.
Oh, Haxor sees the lock right there, and oh, this is a 3 fort. Haxor contemplates using the hammer or taking a chance on the fort. He's not sure here what to do.
We'll find out soon.
Yeah.
And luckily for him, every time he loses his firepower, he finds a flower.
That's convenient item placement there. Oh, hey, World... I just realized 3F2 was not in World 8. This seed is not normal. What's going on? Did TEEX... Oh! TEEX beat the correct fort. Oh.
Well,
Haxor will
Haxor's
not
about to
like the
find
news.
out in a hurry that because he has both locks on the screen. Yep, wrong one. Okay, so he's now about a level behind, though again, he still has that cloud.
Yeah, so put everything together, and this race is still up in the air, still very close right now. As TEEX is in 4-3, doing the P-Speed strat here. Gonna jump right over there and into the pipe. Well, Haxor
And
doing... Yeah, go ahead.
just also to remind, this is a best of 3, so whoever loses here still has another chance.
Yeah, shall we see a game 3? Hard to say. I definitely like to see a game 3. Game 3 is you know, things are always interesting with a game 3.
I gather you had a pretty close 3-game series the other day.
Yeah, it's happened twice now, and both were just intense as heck. Safe to say, I'm pretty winded after all that, but I was still ready for more despite it. If I would have won, that's for sure. Hence, I guess I'm gonna expend the energy in saying words instead of pressing buttons.
Hey, you get to look at their misery rather than have it be your misery.
Yeah, I get to ravish in the misery or the success. Either way, it's something to see. And yes, Kairos, yep, words are hard. Words are very hard.
And here we have the World 7 airship.
There's a P-Speed strat here, when you're, I mean, it's doable with a tail, to a certain extent, though it's a little more awkward to keep that full P-Speed the whole way. But a tail still helps in just being stable. And Lemmy is a one-hitter. It's been really rare that Lemmy's been below 5 hits lately. I've seen it a couple times, but not many lately. At least with my experiences so far.
So, what do we have left? 4, 5, and 7?
I'll go for 7. Let's see what happens on 7.
Go for 5.
I'm feeling lucky today, I guess.
Hey, it's
Okay,
5.
then.
How about that?
Alright, I now know not to buy a lotto ticket tonight, I guess. Something like that. Alright, TEEX sees that this is not a Nipper enemy set. So, yeah, giant land enemy set, yeah, let's go P-Speed. But look out for those paratroopers that are just jumping around. Anything para is ouch, usually. He'll catch you by surprise. Oh, wow.
He triggers a coin ship. You don't see that too often.
No, that's a pretty rare occurrence. You think that triggering a coin ship would just automatically make that particular item, I don't know, maybe turn into a hammer or something like that? That'd be an interesting feature. So TEEX here is in a beta stage, which is basically a green hill zone, if you ask me. Fun one to do. Also in this world map, we see there's a blue fort with the spiral fort. So that tells me there's at least 2 forts here, and that fort's gonna have to be defeated, or just use the hammer, which, from what I can see, TEEX is probably gonna be using his hammer here. Definitely gonna be.
Got another one.
Yeah. That just about seals the deal right there. So, considering that was basically on the way, it's almost completely safe to assume Haxor's probably going to do the same thing. White mushrooms. I never tried activating a white mushroom house in a rando. I wonder if they still work.
And do they give you anchors? I guess some of them give you P-Wings in vanilla.
It'd be something to try. Would it be worth going out of your way to get like all the coins required for some of them? That's what I'm wondering. Never really tried. Oh, hello, One Fort. How are you doing today? I guess Teeks is no doubt gonna go for the item here. Because he knows this won't break the lock. It's the orange fort, and there's only 2 forts, which means that the orange fort is basically guaranteed to build the bridge in World 5.
And also the World 1 fort is never required for progression.
Yeah.
Because
That too.
if you get the item rather than beating the fort, then you won't get whatever progression it gives.
Yeah, you'll basically be soft locked. And I know from experience, yeah. Rather want to avoid that. Oh, Haxor gets a tail, which I didn't see on Teek's screen, but I mean it's safe to assume that's what Teek's got as well. Oh, Haxor's just got to cloud this next stage, and I believe they have no clouds left, and
yeah,
we're back to yeah.
We've only seen 1 cloud this seed, so now we can say that Teeks has a small lead. And that is a weak Roy.
A lot of them been weak today.
Yeah.
Alright, so World 7 or 4 now, I think.
And hey, if you happen to be a subscriber to the appropriate people, spam some commands in chat.
Command? I command number 4 to appear, please. It is my command. Using my wild Tanuki powers. They prove successful! Yay! Let me say that. Successful. That word's hard to say. Words are hard. Now it looks like we got a cloud from the princess as well. 5F1. This is a well-known fort for a fun P-speed strat, but Rando usually likes to throw a wrench in that operation. World's controlled by Tanuki. Ha. Oh, the bridge is already made. Ooh, this is going to be a short one most likely. Unless those 2 other pipes lead into each other and... Oh, no, that's
Definitely a short one. And takes advantage of the screen wrapping glitch to even skip that hammer bro.
Yeah, Haxor does the same, and they are still neck and neck here. It's... Neither runner has been any more than like a stage and a half ahead or behind. And this is even considering like the when one of the runners had an extra cloud or not.
Yeah, and another, like, Iggy was heavy, but he was still only a 2-hit. What is with all these weak Koopalings?
If you add all the hits together, it's practically it's not even up to 10, I don't think.
Well, we don't know how many Wendy was. She might have been, like, actually kind of buff, but the fire kill was just too easy.
Yeah. Very true, that's right, we never did see Wendy. Oh, we have a World 7 here with a 10 tile. So with that, you know that this world will only have 1 fort. Question is, where is it? Oh, there it is, on the final island.
As both of our runners take the same pipe sequence so far.
And there it is.
And Teeks is using his final hammer to go right to the castle, and Haxor is doing the same.
Whoa. It's basically like one screen does it, then the other does, just like one after each other.
Only we must have gotten another cloud somewhere that I missed, probably from the princess.
Yeah, I believe it was from the princess. Yeah. But no, this just goes to show how much these runners have experience in rando and the different habits that we've developed over doing this, and a lot of it remains very, very consistent between one another. It's crazy.
And Mitty Guy, did you notice how many hits Ludwig took?
I actually wasn't paying attention. Did he take one hit? I
He
didn't
took
even
two,
notice.
another two.
Wow.
I don't think we've seen
Wow.
anyone take more than 3, and I think we only saw 1 3.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. So, we're already in World 8 here at 24 minutes. This could very well be a sub 30.
We'll see how many bridges to Bowser, I guess.
Get your guesses in chat. Of course, this might be a little late, maybe, but I don't know. We've already seen a lock or 2. Alright, TEEX is scanning here. TEEX plays Air Force, which is 5F2.
Not a fort you're really happy to see.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about stopping, because that's the main rule of this fort. Just keep going. Oh, and
we have some routing divergence here.
Yeah, we're gonna see which one of them did the right choice here.
Well, considering TheHaxor is now on the same fort, I think that gave TEEX a lead.
Yeah, sure looks like it that TEEX had finished the fort that TheHaxor is doing right now. So TEEX is just, I believe, just trying to find his way to Bowser, because I believe we've seen all the possible locks now.
Yeah, and both runners have checked their menus and discovered that they are, in fact, out of hammers.
Yeah. So from what we can see, there are no bridges.
Yeah, just haven't found Bowser yet.
Well, did either of them check the second pipe on the first screen?
I think this might be it. Yep, here
and
we are.
There it is. Oh,
and
TEEX with the cloud.
That's a bit risky on TEEX's part, you know, clouding that fort. TheHaxor does the same, though, so equal footing, but TEEX has firepower. TheHaxor does not. I mean, there is that flower you can get, but this is TEEX's game to lose right now, especially if he can keep that firepower.
Yeah, I mean, the TheHaxor would need to find another fire suit on the way, but TEEX just got I believe TEEX just got all the clips on the first try here, and on the way. So does TheHaxor as well.
But
so yeah,
if TEEX keeps the firepower here for 35 fireballs, it's his.
And here come the 35 fireballs. Bowser does not shoot TEEX in the face like he did me last night. That's nice to see. And Bowser is down. With that, TEEX is going to take game 1 here from what we can see. Enters the door, and with that, TEEX finishes with a race time of 27:21. Really, really fast time overall. This was a jet seed. And TheHaxor is really close to finishing as well.
And let's see if we can get them set up for the next race. How often do you see both runners getting a sub 28?
This might be the first race of the whole tourney that this happens, from what I can see. Yeah, with 27:53 for TheHaxor. Really solid runs for both. Well done. So with that, bear with us for the next for this one, and we will be back shortly for the next round. TEEX is ahead by 1. Will TheHaxor catch up on the next one? We shall see.